Hey gang, welcome to the Double Your IRA market update. Sorry we missed you guys yesterday. We had a little technical difficulty. So we've decided as a team, we're going to pre-record the show right after the market and we'll respond to comments and stuff we'll respond to your comments the next day in the next show. So feel free to put comments and stuff there. We also expanded it too a little bit, our description, if you have a chance to check it out, because what we did was we're on StockTwits and we're on Twitter too. So we added those links in there. If you guys want to follow us on that, we welcome the company. Let's get right into the market today. You can see, the chart, as we predicted, is doing what we wanted. We're kind of in this zone right now. We've moved above that 28.15 level, and that's the way we've charted it right over the last 2 months. We've been talking about this pretty consistently. And you can see we had that triple top, led to that big sell down, a lot of talk about recessions and things like that. Then we capitulated, right? We saw our confirmation. You know the story. In this quick move up in that V bottom, we capped out the 500% plus winners in a row because it was fast moving. 3-4 day trades, very good moves, easy pickings. But we knew when we got up towards that 28.15 in that blue section that things would kind of get different, right? A little bit more struggle, big supply back here, triple top we have to overcome and things like that. So in this spot, we took up some positions. We took up the AKS, we took up the OIH, the CLDR, and the retail play, right? And we did this while we were in this sideways movement. Then we got that big sell down week about a week ago where we had 4 out of 5 days were nice and red, right? Now we've kind of kicked back into gear. The rally even today, we started up about 200 points up, and a little bit of that trade news came in and it kind of spooked the market, turned everything red. Let's pop over to CNBC and see the final numbers here. Let's make sure we got the latest number here. And you can see we're down about 26 on the Dow. It got down it got a little sketchy there about a half hour before the close. You can see that VIX is still down in that 12, 13 range. It was in the $12 range earlier and had a little spike there with that news on the trade. You can see FedEx just missed earnings. So that should be interesting in the morning. And the S&P was basically flat, and the NASDAQ picked up about 10 points. The Russell, the small caps, had a little trouble. What turned the market there in the end was Apple kind of turned over, and even though Boeing started picking up some speed, right? So there's a kind of interesting trade there. We made a little money on Boeing in room, too. We were talking about a few days ago. So let's look at the stocks we're in. So we're in AKS. We're in some $3 calls out to about the end of summer, and we're in some $5 calls all the way out to January. We're going to give this a little time to do its thing. It kind of pops up, kind of pops down. As long as it's in this channel between the 260 to that breakout point right around $3, we're okay with it. It's got plenty of time on the trade, the contracts. No worries with the expiration right now. And so we'll let it play out. Steel is kind of an evolving play. X had a real good day, U.S. Steel, which is a bigger stock. But we decided to go with the AKS. We think there's a bigger opportunity in this one than there was in X. And you can see it's been beat down. This is a year chart. It started out the year at around $6.50. It peaked there, almost $7. Set that nice base there and then got caught off in that December sell down. Now it's setting that nice base around just under $3, about $2.70, $2.75. And we're just positioning for that breakout. So we'll let that thing shake out a little bit. Oil, we've been in oil, we posted a chart to StockTwits in case any of you want to follow. Don't forget the links down in the bottom. But, we saw the cup, nice handle, and you can see that handle is playing true. And then we're expecting a breakout over this line, about $18, and then a run to about $20. And that's where we're sitting. We're sitting in some $20 calls. End of summer. Hopefully we get a little seasonality with the oil play too. Oil's just been on fire lately. You can see it went up to $59 today. Let's see where it is after hours. It's pulled back a little bit from that $59 level, but let's look at a 5-day chart. We just get a quick oil chart. You see a little spike there. We got a nice little spike there during the day. Easily looked like it was pushing towards $60 this morning. Huh? So we'll let that play out. And you can see the chart's a nice chart, um, starting to really, that handle's really building up steam. You can see the RSI is picking up a little bit. It looks like we're getting a little bit of a momentum crossover. So let's see how we shake out there. That's our line there, not any technical line. Now, Cloudera got a little beat up on its earnings report, right? But we had a plan going into it. And that's why we were talking about this when we opened the trade. We went all the way out to January on some $30 calls. It's an earnings story. It's a turnaround earnings story, and we're expecting the earnings to accelerate, but we knew there might be a quarter in there that was still a little flat because they had some big charges coming up, and they took those charges and they had some accounting adjustments, and that showed on this earnings. Well, we looked at it like this. It might hurt the stock, it might not, but it did. So we have a plan. We're letting it set that bottom. Then we'll take up some $12 calls. They have some 12.50s or maybe even up to $13 to the middle of summer, and we'll double dip on this one, just like we did on the AKS. So, we're still looking at the market as bullish. We got a big Fed announcement tomorrow. We like where we're positioned in the stocks. In the meantime, in our live room, which all our members get for free, we made some money this week on NVIDIA. We got a little day trade going in looking for a little love from that. And we've also got a small trade in Tesla. Tesla's been just getting beat up lately. Poor Elon. Looked like it was bouncing today. It actually looked like it was bouncing today. If you see it there, you see it started to take off, but it just couldn't quite hold on. Little bit too much negative news there for Elon and the gang. But look, gang, we're still bullish on the market, and we still like the way it stands. We think this trade will resolve, but like we talked about earlier, you can expect between the time when it really started to pick up steam a couple weeks ago and when it's actually resolved, there's going to be some little blips and glimmers of whatever's coming out. It's always unnamed sources or sources familiar with, you know what I mean? Yeah, everybody's familiar with it. So until we hear news from the administrations, we're going to just play it the way we believe it's going to finally resolve, and we'll stick to our guns. So far, so good, right? We had those washes last week. We had a Twitter $40 call wash and the GE wash. So we don't win every trade. No, we don't win every trade. But we do manage our trades very well. So we're in some GE, and we're in it at about $7.60 a share right now. So we're happy with that. We lost on that option play, but we're making it up on the stock. Okay, we ended up with some real cheap, good stock. So we're happy with that. Other than that, let's just check the news before we let you guys go. Good old CNBC here. And you can see that's just Dow snaps a 4-day winning streak. Apple, it's been on a big run, right? Let's go take a look at an Apple chart real quick before we let you go. It's been on a huge run. And, the same story that we've been telling you with Apple. Everybody and their brother down here, right, was saying that Apple is such get out of Apple. It's over. The run's over. This and that. The iPhone's dead. China's dead. This is dead. Everything's dead. But $25 later, that's where the stock is. So if you want to sell your Apple, that's up to you. But we're still bullish on Apple, and any softness right now under $200 is a buying opportunity. That's the way we look at Apple. So look, gang, you guys have a great Tuesday afternoon, okay? Big Fed meeting tomorrow. We'll get the announcement from that. We'll get rate hike, no rate hike, dot plots, all that kind of stuff. We'll be back tomorrow after the market to go over that with you, all right, gang? You have a great Tuesday afternoon. Put everything aside and go enjoy life.